So tonight, just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, I come down and I evaluate all my progress and all the projects yet to be had. And you would think, well, there's always room. Yes! John Pothia's decals came today. We're going to work on that real soon. Mark is due here. In fact, I think I hear him upstairs. That's one of the things to work on. And we have, hopefully, in the next day or so, we're going to get the Bermuda paint. That's a biggie. But these parts have all been color sanded now. I saved Mark all the work. Now they all have little spots where we've color sanded them on the edges, and that's why we radius all the edges off. All of that color sanding now is starting to pay off. The fender looks perfect. These parts look real nice. When Mark gets to see these for the first time, I know he's gonna pull. Ah, there's Mark as he walks in. Take a look at how that color sanding came out.
It looks fantastic.
Wow. I'm telling you.
It looks really fantastic.
I'm telling you. They're detailing out all of the little details in here. Believe me, this is all little. In fact, I know what you're saying. Which was the bad fairing? Yeah, right? Now, you see when you color sand out how the little edges come through?
Right.
Those are all little imperfections in the plastic. All of that stuff. But this sandpaper that you stumbled upon,
it's nice
this
stuff.
little spot here was in the... All of this stuff, see on the edge of the... See how
Yeah.
It'll all get touched up. It'll all get a coat of clear. But the next step is to put the decals on.
Right.
Because I want to start burying everything in it. And of course, hey, look what came in the mail today from John Pothia. Wow. You know these are the real deal. I'll get the clear on them tomorrow.
I'm excited.
What else did you bring?
I brought the schematic.
Okay. That's the schematic for the number plates.
Yes.
Even better. Okay.
And I have these, but I don't think that they're gonna. You said they didn't match. I don't think they're gonna match.
Let's see.
He doesn't have clear.
He doesn't have clear. Let's see. Yeah, you beat it. Where the hell's the other ones? These are the same ones. Yeah. These are smaller.
Yeah, a little smaller.
Okay, but see, I'm not sure you wanted the other choice would be to put the white ones on.
The ones on, right.
I mean, or just eliminate them, one or the other. Well, but you tell me if that matches, because I'm...
I mean, it should go right there. This is the color, and you never get the reds right. It's a little...
Reds are impossible. It's unbelievable.
This one's a little more...
One molecule of yellow or blue and the whole color changes, yeah.
A little more tomatoey.
You know the only way you're really going to notice, here's what my suggestion was, is put the decals on, put a coat of clear, and then make a corporate decision.
Right.
Which the next couple days I'm not going to be able to do much. You know, I'm squeezing this in at night and in the morning, and because the baby's really been sick. So
well, we can try it.
But I'll give this my best shot in the next couple days here. But now that I have this, I needed the schematic. I needed the decals. And you brought the Rossi book. Okay, I'll loan that out to Glenn. Glenn and Bob are coming tomorrow night. So
somebody will take it.
Okay, well, but this I got to tell you this. That stripe is like the Greek Parthenon. They got the scoops are off by 10 degrees.
Right.
So what happens is in the back, if the stripe is correct, it looks wrong. When the stripe is wrong, it looks right.
Got it.
It took me quite a few hours to figure that out.
Got it. Oh,
and this part, I took all the little imperfections out of this part that were, this is going to get retouched up. See how all these little high spots come out?
Sure.
That's what's in a stock part. If you don't do that color sanding, look at these parts over here. Now you would think these were perfect, right? But yet there's there's a little spot on the corner.
Yeah.
Little spots here. So one by one, every time you do that, and having that sandpaper is a big help.
I'm going to see if I can get some of the 2500s.
Yeah.
Manufactured.
Oh man, that'll save a day of sanding.
Okay. Okay. Good.
So anyway, we're moving along, but again, tonight we're limited. Tonight is a family night. So anyway, I'll get to work on this tomorrow.
It looks good. It looks really good.
And boy, am I glad we waited for this day. It looks like we had a wonderful day to get some painting done. Vlad's on his way over. We're going to go get hopefully get that Bermuda paint. And the only real problem is that my grandson has been very sick. In fact, he was in emergency room all night last night. So I'm not going to be able to spend the whole day painting, but our family, we're going to take shifts. babysitting them today. So I try to get some paint dry in here. We're going to try to go get Vlad to paint. I'm going to get the first coat of red on this if I can. Again, it's better to get 2 thin coats than, in fact, I can see I need to put a little thinner in the gun here. There we go. Whoa, what a difference. Now, this is the tricky part I wanted to show, getting around the edges here. If you don't do that right, boy, it doesn't look good at all. And if you do it right, But anyway, we do have to touch up all spots. We do have to install decals. I don't know how much we're going to get done today, but we'll give it our Mark will give it our best shot. That's for sure. Now, it's not as easy as you think it is to paint that stripe around and inside and going into the fairing. And I'm sure when we get it, take off the tin foil, there's going to be some overspray. We're going to have to touch it up. But basically, that gets us ready. This has got to dry overnight or some amount of time, and today it's a beautiful day. I think it'll dry right up. And I'm going to touch up all the other orange spots, and hopefully by then Vlad will be here. But we're really going to try to take advantage of this paintable day. Now, a lot of these parts have little touch-ups on. They have a lot of touch-ups on them because this was one of our first color sandings. Every time you color sand, you go through in a couple little spots. We're going to just try to touch. Oops. It's always along the edge. Now, you would think this is a step you might be able to just, I say this over and over again, you might be able to skip this step and we'll do some color sanding and if you really want that high quality, do we want this high quality? I want it perfect. Now, these parts, they'll be ready for the decals once this dries up. And I'm not sure we're gonna, again, because of our grandson being sick, we always work around that. If you were to be part of this shop, you would realize how I manipulate things. It's like running the trains, running the subways or something. But we do seem to get some stuff painted. And actually, we get a lot of stuff painted. All right, the rest of these parts all have to get touched up before we can do much else. Boy, have we hit a nice day. Should be riding today. But you know what? We're going to get some of this done. All these little touch-ups, and boy, anytime I've ever tried to shortchange this step of it, there's a spot up here that's bad. The edges always need a little bit extra. That allows us to sand them around, radius them a little bit. And when you think of how few two-strokes there are left in the world and how few are really nice, that's important right there. Because this is where the decals, the John Pothia decals, I got to put the clear on them today. John made these really custom decals for this with marks. I think it's really going to set this job up. Give it a nice little extra touch. Something nobody else will have on any of the bikes. And this is why Mark really made a smart move getting that gallon of white. Because it's allowed us to do a lot of extra color sanding. And these parts were really in rough shape. All these little spots we've touched up would have come through in a clear. And then it's just a lot more work doing the touch-ups. When you can do the touch-ups early on, and I liken it to when you put the bricks in a foundation of a house, from that point on everything is pretty straight. And all this is just doing it over and over again until we have that as flawless as we can make it before we bury it in clear. I know what this feels like and sounds like. It must be endless. It is endless. But boy, when you're done. Boy, I say that over and over again, but I'm not kidding either. And it's a lesson I've learned really the hard way. You cannot shortchange these steps. And I always run into people who think it's like, or you're painting a motorcycle, like going into Earl Schreiben. They just, you pull a bike in and just spray it. Nah, give me a break. This kind of stuff just takes a lot of time. Boy, this is a difficult part to paint. Don't drop it. Don't drop it. I know you're rooting for him to drop it. Don't lie to me. Anyway, we know there's, especially up here. Now, a lot of people have real trouble holding it apart in one hand and painting it. They put it, I don't. Because of all the years I did model planes, we never did anything but hold it in your hand. So maybe that's a little unique, I don't know. I'm not sure. We're ready for some clear this afternoon if everything works out. Now, to see how much we got done this morning, and this is unbelievable. I got up really early this morning to get a lot of this stuff done. And we have got an amazing amount done actually before, I'm not even sure what time it is. It's probably 9:30, 9:40 on the official getting paid by the hour clock. And we got a ton of stuff done here. Wow, when I look at this, it's just hard to believe. Najat, hey, I think we should paint your stuff, and maybe I could put that on my track bike, a purple track bike. I'm not sure. So, hey, if you get to see it, give me the okay to use that on my track bike. Just kidding, anyway. But we do have Glenn's track bike. And of course, because he's back doing what he does best, making millions, billions. I don't know when we may see him tonight when Bob comes over, but we have a busy life. A lot of people would panic at this point in time, but I just love seeing this stuff all come to fruition. And the real bonus today is going to be, if we are fortunate enough, and I'm not saying we are, if we are fortunate enough to get that Pomota paint to match, then Vlad said he's going to put the Pomota in my collection here and give me the key, of course, and a credit card for the gas. And I'll be holding my breath.